On the 29th of September, protesting students met at the CAFE, where they drew chalk outlines on the bricks and made protest posters. Thereafter, the group marched to the magistrates' court in support of the arrested students who were standing trial. 30 close friends and family of the arrested were allowed inside the courtroom, while the rest of the crowd sat peacefully outside. The 11 were later released on bail with conditions but without monetary bonds. On the 30th of September, a peaceful demonstration was held at the Drosky Lawns in solidarity with the Fees Must Fall movement.
I was standing near the cops and they started shooting, trying to persuade them to de-escalate. And I saw exactly how they arrested our people. It was not something I want to see again. It's the kind of thing we used to see in the 1980s when P.W. Botha was in charge. And we don't want that happening here. We don't want it happening anywhere.
Protesters held signs in support of free education and to condemn police brutality.
I don't think it matters if
Afterwards, student leadership held a press conference in the Steve Biko building to clarify their position on the protests so far and moving forward.
There's a very, very, very big difference between a violent protest and a disruptive one. The narrative on the media is that the protests on campus have been violent. They really haven't. All that's happened is that students have been walking around campus mobilizing students from their residences and their classes and just been shutting down the academic program. That's not necessarily a violent thing. It's disruptive, right? Because, I mean, protest by nature is disruptive. So the conversation is structured in such a way that we understand that there are decisions that the state and corporate can make, but because of university autonomy, there are also decisions that the university itself can make, and we ought to hold the university accountable for those kinds of things. So, for example, restructuring how the internal fee structure works.
In the first meeting, we sat for 3 hours speaking about a fee structure or fee adjustment which would relieve a burden on the poor and the missing middle. Management basically said no, they cannot do that. They weren't even willing to provide clarity on why they're not willing to do that, and if that model was not substantive enough, if there was an alternative model which they could provide which would help relieve the burden.
The second round of negotiations, it was a simple demand number 12. There will be no victimization of students, because what we had noticed is that lecturers are taking pictures of students, lecturers are claiming to be assaulted by students, students are being assaulted, pepper sprayed, everything. Police literally patrol campus and follow students home, and we need that guarantee from management that we will not be victimized, because this is a worthy cause.
The way that the police shot at us clearly shows that the interdict says that we cannot protest at all on campus.
Blade must answer. Yes. Blade must account for the poor South African child. It's appalling to see our ministers carry on with their daily lives when students are actually being brutalized in the name of free education. Please do come on board. The least that you can do will be appreciated by a poor South African black child who is saying, I cannot do anything without education because I'm constricted. Therefore, free education is my key. And having said that, guys, amandla ngawethu. Ayingoblade. Amandla singawethu. Let us hold on to it. Thank you.
For Activate, this has been Chloe Osmond.